Youngstown's a great example of what happens when industry is not held to account. And because we had a vacuum of industry after a point, and so suddenly, there were decades of echoing effects. And part of that was the vacant properties and lack of jobs and people moving away and et cetera.
But I think many people know that Youngstown was built upon steel, that the coke ovens and such that were developed here in the 1800s, one thing built upon another, and steel became the backbone of what Youngstown produced for more than a century. And it was September of 1977 when Youngstown Sheet and Tube's owners made an announcement on a Monday that they were going to be closing some of the local works. And immediately thousands of people lost their jobs as a result of that announcement. And the ripple effect from there was devastating. And in some ways, we still feel like we're recovering from Black Monday of 1977. So loss of jobs meant loss of population, which contributed to property abandonment, whether it was residential or business or industrial. For me, the low point really was the 90s, because Youngstown was as empty as it could have been, and unemployment was bad. And that was where I think a lot of people were telling their kids as they were coming out of YSU or other schools, you've got to look elsewhere for your opportunities. You're not going to find them here. And I think it was the typical grit of Youngstown that, it just didn't stop there, that we kept trying to fight.
Still not there yet in terms of population growth, but you have seen the population loss, the rate at which population loss is occurring decrease. Vacancy has definitely decreased, so we're definitely seeing an increase in the number of occupied properties. We're also seeing increase in investment, so I think that's a metric. It's perhaps not something that comes out of the census, but that's investment in property, whether it be housing, whether it be commercial properties, and that's not just downtown. When you look regionally at the economy, and you can get the numbers from the regional chamber, there are jobs here. I mean, right now, I think the chamber's latest numbers that there's about 4,000 unfilled jobs. I mean, some of those are good living wage and higher jobs, so that there are jobs here. I think generally going forward, there's projections of fairly significant economic growth in terms of more economic development and jobs happening. So I think those are all metrics that show something that's positive is happening. I would say that overall it's uneven though, right? So there's still neighborhoods that are perhaps in decline versus neighborhoods here which are seeing incremental improvements.
We're cleaning up. There's a lot of new people starting to move in the area, new businesses coming into the area, people that can really try to keep this place afloat.
I think at this point, now that we've gotten our hands and data around what has been happening and what is happening, we have a better idea about how to plan for the future. I think there are a lot of opportunities for redevelopment. I think there are a lot of opportunities for jobs that have to do with the redevelopment. And I also think that Youngstown will be a prime location for climate migration in the next several decades.
I wanted to come back and be a part of making the future of the city something that's better than it was when I grew up here. So even having a family here now, it's just that's part of what motivates me here too. I see the potential. I know that this can be a great place to live. It is a great place to live, and we just have to keep working at it to make it better every day. So, but it's also my home. I mean, it's where my family is. I do feel a connection to it too. I've spent time in places all over the country, all over the world, and I don't choose to go anywhere else than here.
We're fighters here. We believe that we can still have. We have hope. We're fighters. We believe that we can have the cities that other cities have, the infrastructure that the other cities have, like Pittsburgh, Cleveland. We got fight in us. We're small, but we got fight in us. So I mean, it's time for us to now pull together, fight, and get plans, get businesses, try to bring businesses here. A supermarket is restaurants. We can turn this thing around. Youngstown does not have to be broke, busted, disgusted. No, we can turn this city around. But it starts with people going out to bring something back in. So yeah, we could do it from the inside out, but we have to also do it from the outside in. Just go to other cities, see what they're doing, and then bring that back to Youngstown. And we need people that are willing to put their all into it and do that. Like I've given my all, and I'm not trying to give up. It's not time to give up yet. It's time to keep going. So